Not many edge rushers like that. What's up, everybody? Kent Swanson here at the beautiful Holladay Distillery, enjoying a Holladay 1856 old-fashioned. Can't wait for this to be Ben Holladay bottled in bond bourbon. But this is doing just fine nonetheless. And we're talking some edge rushers here at the distillery, watching some prospects having a good time. And one of the top edge rushers in this class, Kayvon Thibodeaux out of Oregon. Impressive tape, nonetheless. He's ridiculous, and you're gonna get to see a little bit of him here. 6'5", 258 pounds. But the movement skills, the athletic profile of this guy, it's pretty special, Jake.
Yeah, and he's someone that, when you look at like prospect fit and where he's going to go in the draft, he reminds me of he's not necessarily like the Bosa's, but I feel like we've gotten bored of him because he's been such a top prospect for so long that some people are starting to say, he's going to fall in the draft. He's not going to be the first, second, third pick. But I think when it all comes down to it, you look at the way this guy plays the game of football, and he's going to go high because he's got rare ability.
Well, he was a 5-star prospect. He could have gone anywhere in the country. He's one of the best, prospects coming out of his class, and he immediately was productive off the top of just immediately coming in. And he's had production throughout the entirety of his career, but it's the physical traits. It's the rare ability to rush the passer, to affect the passer, and some involvement in the run game too. I think there's a little bit of hot and cold with him at times, obviously with his motor. That's some of the things that you kind of talk about and you get concerned with, but you can't find very many guys that move like him, and you've got to go invest in these kind of players. I think he's going to go. I don't think he's out of the top 10. I know some people are saying he might. I don't think there's any chance he falls out of the top 10.
No. And what's interesting as you watch the tape here, when he's not the strong side, when he's playing on the back side, a lot of times teams will, just want to chip block, or they'll just completely ignore that backside guy. You can't with him.
It's hard to do that in space.
He's that, and the way he can chase down something on the front side from the backside is so rare.
No, it absolutely is. And I think, we have him very highly regarded in the KCSN draft guide. I know there's some stuff that some people are concerned about.
Not the effort.
The effort. The intensity and the ability to change directions. There's not a lot of guys in this class or just humans on the planet that are able to do what he just did there. There's a little bit of stiffness off the edge that maybe some people don't like, but he still is finding ways to win. He's a highly productive pass rusher. I have no qualms or concerns with his ability to do it at the next level. So we really like Kayvon Thibodeaux out of Oregon. He's one of our top rated players just in the entire class. There's another edge rusher that we've been very high on in the KCSN draft guide. It's Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State. And this kid is absolutely special. I think he just, people call him a riser. We've really liked him throughout the process, and I think people are really coming along to him.
And what is with it with Florida State and these long freak athletes that they have at the edge rusher position? It seems like every year, go Brian Burns a few years ago, the guy that the Chiefs took last year in
Josh Kando.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And he was, the same, but Jermaine Johnson is a more refined player when you watch his game. He plays the game with the sense of physicality, boom, right there, that you just don't always find from some of these guys.
When you see that kind of movement skills in space that you just saw there, and I think we talked a little bit about a little bit of stiffness through the frame of Kayvon Thibodeaux, just a little bit. Jermaine Johnson doesn't have that. There is some real fluidity through his frame, ability to change direction, ability to really turn the corner with great ease. He's a pretty polished prospect too.
Well, he's an older prospect.
That's true.
He's going to be a 24-year-old rookie, which really does turn some NFL teams off. But when you are the athlete that he is, I think that's okay, because I think a lot of that stuff is contract, and a lot of it is what else can we get out of you as an athlete. But when you're the level of athlete he is already, NFL teams are going to look at that and say, we don't need to get anything else out of him as an athlete. We just got to teach him how to play at the NFL level.
Well, I think we're pretty lucky that Georgia didn't have him, because it just would have been included unfair. Because he did start his career at Georgia. He's kind of had a long career path to get to Florida State and to get to this point. But you really did a good job of maximizing the opportunity, his last opportunity here at Florida State, and put together a fantastic final season. I believe he was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2021. But you see the length, you see the size,
and usage there too. The way that chop that he just used right now. and like the straight. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Special prospect. Chiefs might have to trade up for him. A guy the Chiefs won't have to trade up for in the first round, and they might be able to find at a good value potentially on day 3. Dominique Robinson out of Miami, Ohio. He's a very interesting prospect because he started his career as a wide receiver, and then was kind of transitioning over to defensive end. But he's put on a lot of weight, put on good weight, and he tested really well at the NFL Combine.
Yeah, and you look at right here, that was Central Michigan kid that he just beat, who's going to be an NFL player.
Yeah,
and you look at you see the kind of the Gumby type ability that he has as an edge rusher, and I think a lot of that goes back to his days of being a wide receiver and being able to move the way he moves. I mean, he is a big kid that has grown into that body that could be someone that you kind of hit on as a developmental type prospect.
And he is developmental, and I think there's some issues in the run game he's going to have to resolve. But I think you see the frame, the ability, the effort, the energy, and the willingness to switch positions. It's all important.
Yep.